Okay, picking up again with some design review, I guess, in progress review for Troops in Contact, TIC, a simulation game about small unit combat actions in recent history to near future. Pick up where I left off. Okay, so I was thinking before starting this recording session that I probably should show the what do you call it, the period markers. All right, so I'll go ahead and put them on the screen right there. Okay, so here I put them down here. All right, so we're in the second action cycle, but here's the first period, second period, third period, fourth period. So these would be again numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., whatever. They are color coded, whatever 4 distinct colors are used. We are in right there. We are in the first period of the second action cycle. So this is where we're at time-wise. This unit right here, this blue 4 unit, so it was the blue 4 player's action, and blue 4 player moved with this unit from here out here, moved in down posture, expending 2 action points to do so. So right away, at that time, okay, so at that time, the red 4 player with this unit down here declared interruption and reaction fire. So the blue 4 player had expended 2 action points to get to this hex, and here it's going to be interrupted. So expending 2 action points means that from the current action period we go +2, expends 2 action points, so it's marked +2 p.m. or +2 period marker, which means from the current period, action period, we go 1, 2, and we see it's the third action period, or the lime green there. I'll call it bright green. The bright green period. So that means that that unit is marked with that PM, that period marker. Red 4 player drops some unobserved fire onto that hex, which results in, we'll say notionally, 2 casualty factors. And because red 4 player took an action for reaction fire against a unit, it picks up the same period marker as the target. It also picks up a 3 p.m. marker, period marker, same as the target it fires at. Okay, so that's where we're picking up, and this is where I want to talk about something I mentioned before. The design is going now to moving towards a hard sequence of play. And this is what I mean. So I'm leaving everything how it is here, except I'm going to, just for discussion purposes, I'm going to add a blue 4 team right here. Okay, so for discussion purposes, as a matter of fact, skip that. I'm going to take a unit from behind. This is all for demonstration purposes. I'm going to actually drop him here. I'm going to drop this team right here. I'm actually going to play with this. Doesn't make any sense in any simulation game, whatever sense, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to pretend that blue 4 player had a unit way up here. So this is what I mean by a hard sequence of play. After red 4 unit conducts reaction fire and gets marked with a +2 p.m. period marker, action opportunity, whatever. Action flows back to blue 4 player. Now we have the situation where, as a matter of fact, let's even say blue 4 players. Now we'll leave blue 4 player down. Blue 4 player might say, okay, we're in the first period, right here. We're in the first period. I want to fire on the red 4 unit now. If the blue 4 player fires now, realistically it would be a one period action, a 1 action point action, which means if it were marked with the blue marker, which it's not, but if it were, see, because that's just +1, he expends 1 action point to fire on the red 4 unit, right? So he would be marked with a +1 PM or the blue marker. But this is not how we're doing it, because this looks like blue 4 player moved here, red 4 player conducted reaction fire, you know, I just noticed I did allow unobserved reaction fire. That's something to consider. I think if the unit has line of sight to the hex, it can conduct reaction fire even if it's unobserved. I never considered clarifying that. All right, that's something to come back to later. So it looks like blue 4 player moved here, red 4 player fired here, and now blue 4 player is firing here. But time-wise, it looks like it's before red 4 player fired, which is before this blue 4 player even moved up here, right? These are the time discrepancies that I've mentioned before. And there's another thing too. Let's say blue 4, I'm going to hang on to this for just a second. What if blue 4 player says, you know what, I want, okay, now it's back to blue 4 player, it's his action. Blue 4 player should be able to act with any unmarked blue 4 unit, right? So why can't blue 4 player go, I'm going to move, I'm going to go 1. Well, actually he would have to be up. So let's say he goes up posture, 1, 2, and even 3, 4. First of all, blue 4 player can do that. I mean, there's no reason to not allow it, but what's going on here? I cannot emphasize enough that red 4 player would have to use these units to stop this from happening if red 4 player wanted to stop this from happening. That aside though, let's say these 2 units were not even, let's say they were back here and not even able to intervene. Then what? Red 4 player is fired here. Blue 4 player again wants to act. First of all, let's get something straight. If blue 4 player wanted to move, again, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, there's nothing to stop that. And if blue 4 did that, then obviously this would be close combat, and this would be blue 4 player has expended 4 action points. So this unit, this blue 4 unit would be marked +4 PM, which is +1, 2, 3, 4. Back again to the first period of the next action cycle. So blue 4 player would be marked like that. And because this action period is later than this action period, red 4 player would then be marked the same basically. So you'd wind up with a +4 action period marker or +4 period marker. These guys would be on there and they would conduct close combat. That seems all right because as blue 4 player was moving up, red 4 player fired. Before, okay, so let me back up now. Before, I was allowing, so back up here. Before, I was allowing, if a blue 4 unit moved, and before I was allowing red 4 player to conduct reaction fire even if already marked PM. That sounds like an exception. Basically is an exception, and that's what I'm trying to get rid of. When I say a hard sequence of play, I mean another way of referring to it I thought of earlier was basically no exceptions. It's one forward moving sequence of play without any exceptions. So again, before red 4 player conducted reaction fire here, comes back to blue 4 player action, blue 4 player moves this blue 4 unit, red 4 unit gets to still do reaction fire even though it's already marked PM. As a matter of fact, I think the rule was at one point the rule was red 4 unit could conduct reaction fire, but it's limited to a 1 rate of fire. At one point, I think I ditched that and said no, red 4 player, or I should say, the reacting player can conduct reaction fire with the unit at any rate of fire, even if already marked PM. All those exceptions I'm ditching right now, and now I'm saying that, again, it's kind of a hard sequence of play, so this red 4 unit is already marked PM, already marked for action, basically. So if blue 4 unit wants to move 1 and like even 2 and then fire and then conduct fire, right? Let's say blue 4 unit did that. 1, 2, and then 3 to fire. Right, so blue 4 unit would be marked plus 3 PM, right? So 1, 2, 3. So blue 4 unit would be marked like that. Like that. Target unit then picks up the same. Because it's later. I mean, it is later. Ooh, I need to look at it being earlier. Alright, so the red 4 unit picks up the PM marker of the blue 4 unit because the blue 4 unit's PM is later than the red 4 unit's original. And so then we say maybe something like, I don't know, something like 8 casualty factors. Red 4 unit goes forced to down posture, forced to full cover, drops 8 casualty factors on there like that. Blue 4 unit. Okay, we're going to continue with that, but we do need to consider the case where we need to consider also the case, all these different permutations, really, is what it comes down to. So back to this, like that. Red 4 unit has conducted reaction fire here. If blue 4 unit just wants to move, let's say blue 4 unit just wants to fire from here. I think this would still be reaction fire, by the way. Not sure why that's relevant yet, but it sure looks like reaction fire. Anyway, in any case, blue 4 player just fires from here. Blue 4 firing is a 1 AP action, which means that the blue 4 unit, the blue 4 unit could actually conduct more fire than that. Oh no, that's right. Okay, so blue 4 unit fires once. Here's the deal. So the blue 4 unit is plus 1 PM. The target is plus 2 PM right now. See, the red 4 unit is the lime green here, which is plus 2 from now. Blue 4 unit expends 1 AP to fire. See, this again is how the sequence of play is going to be made harder, because when the blue 4 player fires on the red 4 unit, Red 4 unit has a later period marker. So instead of +1 period marker, even though it's a 1 action period attack, it's actually marked with, see, it would be marked with the same PM as the target, like that, right? Yes. And so, where's my... So blue 4 player just acted, and blue 4 player dropped. Now let's say it's more like probably, I don't know, maybe 4. Red 4 players dropped, full cover, like that. Like that, boom. Now the so now I'm gonna leave these guys back. I know I'm changing things up. Just consider these straight, nothing but ongoing and mixed up examples of play here. Okay, I'm gonna leave them back. And I'm going to end, let's say both sides pass. That ends the first period of the second action cycle. We go to the second action period. We remove 2 AP, 2 PM markers, second period markers. There are none. So then we go back to the blue 4 player. Blue 4 player moves up there, right? Okay. So blue 4 player, as a matter of fact, he's going to go to up posture, which does not cost an action point, and moves 2, expends 2 action points to move through the woods there. He expends 2 action points. He's stopping his movement there. We're in the second period. He expends 2 action points to do that move, so he's marked +2 PM, 1, 2. So he's marked with the 4th PM marker like that. Back to red 4 player. Red 4 player is going to do similarly. He's going to move like that. He also moved 2 action points. So he's marked +2 PM, which is the exact same situation as the blue 4 unit that just moved. So red 4 unit's like that. Blue 4 player passes, red 4 player passes, and we go to the third action period of the second action cycle. We remove all third period markers, all of those light green markers. Got one here. Remove this one. And we remove this one. And we remove this one. So we remove all the third period markers. Then we go to the blue 4 player's action. Blue 4 player, let's say blue 4 player result. Okay, again, blue 4 player's action. As an action, blue 4 player can resolve a CF, casualty factor, act with a unit, or pass. So let's say that blue 4 player, see, here's the decision. Does blue 4 player resolve this CS? Does he act with this unit, or does he act with this unit? Or pass. Let's say that blue 4 player acts with this unit. And this unit conducts a fire attack on the unit that already has... Oh, wait a minute. Huh. So why wouldn't blue 4 unit again move 1, and fire for 2 AP? expends 2 action points, 1 to move, 1 to fire. So it's plus 2 PM. So starting from the 3rd period that we're in, 4th, 1st, right? Plus 1, plus 2. Like that. Let's say blue 4 player drops, let's say 6 onto the target there. 6 added to 4 is 10, let's say, something like that. Red 4 player is obviously already down and at full cover, but they pick up the same period marker as the attacker, the firer, like that. Okay. All right. So to pause for a moment, this is what I mean by all of the ramifications of the design at this point. Blue 4 player had the action. Blue 4 player moved 1, and when, by the way, when blue 4 player moved 1, there was no red 4 unit to conduct reaction fire against it. This unit was under a CF that had not been resolved yet, and this unit is already marked PM, right? It's coming up through the woods at this time. If this unit were here or here, it could have conducted reaction fire, but it was not. It was back here. And then blue 4 player fired on the unit again. Not only did he add firepower or casualty factors to the hex, but it also forced back resolution by adding that period marker. Now, the issue is if red 4 player had been able to act first here, red 4 player could have resolved the CF and fired. No. Actually, red 4 player would not have been able to do that. Red 4 player could have resolved the CF, but that's a player action. Oh. Huh. So maybe I should revise this, because if the player action is to resolve the CF, then we come back to the blue 4 player, and the blue 4 player. Well, actually, the blue 4 player couldn't move forward 1 without taking reaction fire. But it could have stayed here and fired on the red 4 target, adding, basically suppressing it again, is what it's doing. That's an option. The other option is that well, anyways, that's how I have it now. Yeah, the other option is that when the player just chooses that unit to act with, and if it's under a CF, that's resolved first. But I'm not sure I like that. Now I'm going to leave it the way it is. Okay, so the way it is that if blue 4 player was back here and it was red 4 player's action, red 4 player could have resolved the CF. Then action goes to blue 4 player. Blue 4 player could have dropped casualty factors on the target again. Yes. And to get out of this, the bottom line is, to get out of this, you have to bring up other forces or something else. Yeah, it seems rather restrictive, but it's not completely without merit, the idea. Okay. let's just press forward here. Let's say all that happened. Let's say both, well, no, let's say red 4 player moves here for 2 in the woods. 2 AP to move in the woods like that results in a +2 PM. So here we are at the current PM, we go +1, +2. So that's exactly what it's marked as. +2 PM in the future. That. Then we have well, oh no, because blue 4 player resolves this one. And then, well, then he's free, basically free to move now, which is why you gotta keep units uncommitted. So he goes 2-4, moving in down posture in the open. 1 doubled for moving down, and down posture is 2, 3, 4. Expends 4 action points to do this. +4 PM is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the next third action period, like that. Now pass, we're done. We advance to the fourth action period. We remove all of the light green PM period markers, or fourth period markers. Fourth period marker there, fourth period marker there, and a fourth period marker there, like that. Remove all the fourth period markers. Those units all become available again for directed action. Now we go back to blue 4 player as the situation attacker. So these guys are already they're already acting. We have one red 4 unit over here, but basically blue 4 unit, this unit can come up, which expends no action point. 1, 2 through the woods, 3, 4. So expended 4 action. By the way, let's just go extra. That's 4 action points. Let's go 5, 6, 7. He expended 7 action points. He's marked +4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the same light green for the next, in the next action cycle. He expended more than 4, but less than or equal to 8 action points. So he is he's winded. So how am I doing that? I keep forgetting how to do that. How I'm doing this? I'm doing it. It's on top, I think. Like that. Is it? I think it is anyways. Yeah, I think it is. All right. So they basically exerted themselves more than normal. I guess that's that. Red 4 player passes. He's going to leave this unit Wait a minute. Now he would fire on this unit. Yes, he would. Okay, so he would fire on this unit. Let's say he generates, I don't know, 4 casualty factors. Like that. He is marked a minimum of +1 PM, which is the gray. The target's already marked gray, so it's the same thing. Yeah. Yep. Be like that. So he's marked +1 PM, not any later because the target's already marked 1 PM in the future. Target goes forced to down posture, forced full cover. And casualty factors on there like that. Now it goes back to blue 4 player. Blue 4 player has these two, well, let's say, yeah, blue 4 player is going to move to 4. So 4 action points, moving through the woods and up posture. Means he's marked plus 4 PM, which again is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now pass ends the action period. The action period marker cycles back around to the first period of the third action cycle. I guess you always have to pay attention to the exact time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any way around it. You have to always pay attention to the exact time you're in. Okay. All right, so we remove all the first period markers that there are on the board. We have one here. We have one here. We have one here. And we have one here. Okay, so we removed all the first period markers. We go to situation attacker has first action. So the blue 4 player can act with this unit that's free to act or resolve this CF. Let's say blue 4 player resolves this CF. Let's say he does not take a casualty. Oh wait, he might just stay like that. But so maybe it almost seems like when blue 4 player in this example resolves this CF, which is a player action, it almost seems like this unit should be able to act. But what would be the justification? What would be the justification? I don't know. I don't know. Other than if the unit is acting, then you as the player know. Well, you don't know, but let's just leave that as an unresolved issue. still with the sequence of play. Yeah, I'll just leave it unresolved for now. Okay. Goes back to red 4 player. Red 4 player could just drop. See, now red 4 player seems to, now this red 4 player has this unit up. Red 4 player is dominating the situation. Because now red 4 player here, fire attack. Drop some, even if it's unobserved, drop some firepower right on there, right on the unit there. Like that. This unit's marked +1 period marker, +1 PM, +1 period marker. Target takes up, target isn't marked at all, so it takes up the same +1 PM like that. Now it comes back to the blue 4 player. Blue 4 player can't do anything with that. Unit there. So if the unit here can see 1, 2, 3, if this unit can see And that hex, I'm not sure why it couldn't. Why wouldn't that unit drop firepower on that 200 meters away in a wood line? I doubted he would observe him, but why wouldn't he then just drop? Why wouldn't this unit just drop unobserved fire on that hex? Boom. So that would force that unit down. Full cover. 2 fire is marked with the same +1 PM. Target's already marked +1 PM. Something like that. Yeah, let's just go with that. This unit cannot see that hex, so that's not even an issue. Pass. Oh wait, not pass, because then red 4 player resolves this, and let's say from this, let's say this unit takes a casualty, takes 1 casualty, like that. Goes back to blue 4 player passes, back to red 4 player. Now red 4 player can voluntarily come out of full cover. Doesn't cost anything. Why wouldn't he fire on there? Why wouldn't he? If he fired on him, let's say he drops another 4, let's say. So add some more fire to that. This unit is marked +1 PM as well, like the target already is. Now pass. Move to the second action period, third action cycle. Remove all of the blue second period markers like that. Like that. Now let's see what happened. Now we're going to pick up with blue 4 as the situation attacker, but I should interject here now that what we're not factoring in are the low/no ammo rules that might cut into all of this fire and return fire, return fire, blah, blah, blah. Very possible. Very possible. Blue 4 player. Not doing anything with all these units. Has this unit available. So this unit could drop unobserved fire on really this hex or this hex, or resolve this CF. Let's say that blue 4 player chooses resolve this, and in the process this unit takes, I don't know, takes 2 casualties. It almost seems like, no, just leave it as a player action. Then goes to red 4 player. Red 4 player, see, why wouldn't red 4 player alright, red 4 player drops firepower here again. Let's just say it's, well, let's say red 4 player goes up for free, fires away, and let's say drops, I don't know, 10 casualty factors on the hex again. So 1 AP Okay, so here is a 1 AP attack. Fire target. Neither is marked with a period marker at all. So a minimum of +1 PM. +1 PM from the blue PM is the green PM. Right? +1 PM. Like that. Target is marked the same. Like that. Now it goes to blue 4 player. Blue 4 player drops reaction fire on there. Let's say it's unobserved. Like that. Full cover. That. Like that. That one's already marked +1 PM. That's a 1 PM action anyways, but it has to be marked with a minimum +1 PM for firing. That now it goes back to red 4 player. This unit can't see anybody but this one. And these guys are already CF. So let's say blue 4 player resolves this one. Alright, I'm going to break here and we'll pick up with a future video.